This is Melissa with Bluegirlbookz, and today I am looking at and realizing that I have an old Johanna Basford Enchanted Forest coloring book, and so I thought I would take a look at it today and also just compare it with my artwork, because I definitely aspire to be just like Johanna. I mean, I think there's room for all of us to be really great artists. I feel like I'm not as good as her, but I definitely aspire to be. These are some of my drawings from my adult coloring book that is $9.99 on Amazon. Ink Dive. I did change the cover. I just updated the cover to a yellow one. So if you look for it on Amazon, you will see that it's yellow now, and that's okay. But these are some of my prints, and so I just wanted to kind of share and compare. Mine are definitely all hand drawn. I'm not sure exactly how Johanna colors hers, like if she does it by hand or computer. I need to look her up on YouTube just to see like what her process is, but what I do is I draw it, then I scan it, then I vectorize it in Adobe Illustrator. So that is my process. Some of mine are simple, some of mine are intricate. There's a little flower guy, but I just wanted to do some coloring. Oh, I lost my page that I started the other day. I just wanted to do some coloring in both of them, just to compare. I think it's back here further. Hold on. I should get a sticky. Wait, I think it's right. I just started it actually yesterday. There it is. Yeah. And I really like to use the Sakura gel pens. Those are like just my absolute favorite. So let's take a look at her book. This one's old. Also, I want to find out where she, hold on. Excuse me, where she prints her books. It looks like she prints them in China. It says in the front here, and again, I'm just coloring Johanna Basford's book. I have my own coloring book that I have on Amazon. So see here, it says printed in China. So I love how thick the pages are, and I love like just the plain brown cover. This one's kind of ratty, but you know, if anyone knows, let me know. But so I love how her stuff is detailed, but hers is really, really neat. Mine's not super duper neat, but it is definitely, you can tell mine is absolutely hand drawn. Not saying, again, I'm not saying hers isn't. I'm just saying the difference is that mine definitely looks hand drawn, whereas this looks more computerized. But it's great. She's amazing. I really, really like this reindeer. Really want to color this reindeer. Let me move my computer up. Actually, hold on. Let me just keep looking. Let's keep looking. These are her prints. So in the back, she has like all of her prints. I actually think that's a really good idea to like just, and the names of the prints. That is a really great idea. I have that in the front of my book, but having it in the back, she's also got the fold outs. I am not ready to do fold outs like this, but I love it though. Some of this has been colored. But see how intricate that is? This is definitely a mandala. And I do mandalas in mine too. I have a few. I'm going to be doing more of those. I love these trees. Oh my God. Am I pulled out all the way? Yeah. I love these trees. It's so intricate, and look at the little, can you see the little animals? They're so cute. A little woodpecker. A little raccoony boony. So cute. Like, I really want to be as good as her. I kind of have a problem being so exact just because I am such a, not a perfectionist in that way. I am kind of artsy-fartsy, like eclectic, what's the word I'm looking for? The word I'm looking for is, like, I don't like math. I don't like, you know, things to be perfect and uniform and spaced out. Obviously, when I do the mandalas in like GIMP or Adobe Illustrator, it can all be perfect that way. But when I'm drawing it, I just don't always draw it with that exactness. Everybody's different. Everybody has a definite, I think the cat's got to that style of drawing, and it's all amazing. I'm just looking through her pages here. My granddaughter might have done that. So cute. Look, the river flowing off. That's very, very unique and very cool. I think I remember my daughter-in-law starting this one. This is her book. Sorry. Just trying to see all the pages here. Oh, look at the little caterpillar guy. So cute. So cute. But it's Christmas, December 25th, 2025. It may have already turned to the next day. Now see this? I really love this. I'm not good at animals. She's really good at animals. Okay. Trees. The little hoot owl. So adorable. This is kind of like a paisley pattern. These are great. So this is fairly detailed. Definitely love it. Detailed. All the little lines, the little mushrooms, the dragons, the little mushrooms. So cute. So cute. And then she's got a little legend hidden inside this book, so that is so cute. So I think I'm just going to do some of these Christmas trees since it's Christmas. So let's do some of these cute little trees. I was kind of hoping, I don't think I can, I can't really, what's the word? Get a close-up? It won't let me move it, but let's take a look here. Move my light around. Oh, I have another light I can turn on, so let me click that on. Get the maximum amount of light. Okay. I wonder if I can get that even closer. A little closer. Okay. Oh, and now I have a shadow. I'm always dealing with these lights, like, how do I get no shadow on my page? Okay, well, that's about as good as it's gonna be for the moment. I think it's this big light. Yeah, that's doing that. That's okay. I need light on it. Okay, so we'll do this one. We will move this over and do this little guy. Look at the little, looks like a kangaroo bunny, maybe a bunny. I really need to get some tinier pens because I think this one is pretty tiny. Let's see, 06. I don't know what the legend is on the sizes, but definitely I want to get like the tiniest fine gel pens that I can find because I really like coloring teeny tiny things. Look at these little teeny tiny lines. I love it. Christmas tree. Okay, let's do a different color. Let's put on a different green for this little guy. A little bit lighter of a green. But yeah, coloring is just so amazing, and I love Johanna Basford's book. I'm going to have to buy more of them. It's the only one I have right now. And, but definitely I aspire to be as, like, you know, professional and amazing and sell as many books as her. Hey, anybody can do it. I'm telling you, anybody can do it. Anybody. Anybody. It just takes consistency. And let's do another tree. You just have to keep at it. Don't ever give up. It took me 2 years to hand draw all of my images. And I cried. There were 3 times that I cried. And all 3 of them were learning Adobe Illustrator. Which, oh yeah, it's like math to me. It was, I was learning to vector my images. And I had to actually grab from like literally 20 or 30 YouTubes of different people who gave me tiny bits of information. I had to put all the information together to figure out how to vector a hand-drawn image. The process is on my YouTube, but I promise you, it's not out there directly just for that exact thing. It's different vectorizing a hand-drawn image, like with pen and ink, than just, you know, generally vectorizing something. So I pulled my hair out and cried, but I had support, and so I figured it out, and now I'm just so glad. I'm just going to use a different color on that also. I'm so glad that I pushed through, because, you know, my book's published now, and I'll show you my book in a second, and, you know, it was worth it. Beginning all of this is sometimes going to take a while. I didn't really want to do AI, not yet, because I love drawing. I love hand drawing. So I can't like just do a fast book with AI, because I don't like it. I need that satisfaction of having drawn something, you know, by my hand. I don't really feel any satisfaction just tossing together. Not that I'm against AI, I'm not, but I don't really have any satisfaction that I get just tossing something together with Midjourney or something like that. Now, I'm gonna be doing that, yeah, but for starters, this is my passion. So cool. Look at that. I love it. I love it. Yes. Just outline these here a little bit. Just give it a tiny bit of depth. I never went to school for art, so I should have. I definitely should have. I went to school for journalism instead, but you know, sometimes it takes a while to figure out what you really want to do. You think you know what you want to do. And I do, you know, I do write, but I never would have gone into like the broadcast journalism. Not even the newspaper. I mean, at first I was going to. I think I applied for a job at them in Best OB when I first got up there. When I moved up there in like 80, I don't know, 83, 84, 85-ish. But, yeah. So that's Johanna. So let's take a look at how that compares to my drawings. I really like doing this because I really want your thoughts. Like, oh, let me put a marker in that one. So here's another one. Let me move this back a little bit. So this is these are all my hand-drawn artwork. I've got single-sided pages and a full page in between. Now these lines are really tiny. This was before I knew I was going to do a coloring book. But if you, when you print this, like if you go to my Etsy store and you print this on an 11 by 18, this becomes larger. And I really like, or 11 by 14. I really like coloring on the 11 by 14. So my next coloring book, I'm probably going to do an 11 by 14 because I just love it. There's that one. So again, these are hand-drawn, vectorized in Adobe Illustrator. And then I format them in BookBolt, Celtic Winter, and upload them to Amazon KDP. BookBolt is a really great resource. If you haven't looked at it, or if you haven't done your book in it yet. Oh, I think I pulled a page out from in here to color. That's why it's kind of missing a page. But yeah, these are all hand-drawn. This is my very first book. There's the sun up there, the roots underneath the garden. The front of my book has the, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the colors, or of the coloring sheets. Then I have this page, which gives you 3 more, and then 2, and then 1 more. And I'm in San Diego. I mean, anybody can do this. And if you draw, you should really try to do this if you haven't done it, if you want to, because it's a great way. But I'm going to tell you what, it takes a lot to market your book. It does not just sell. You have to market it. Okay, let me show you some more of mine. This one definitely was hand-drawn, but I definitely did some abstract things to this in Illustrator. It was either GIMP or Illustrator. So that's why, everything looks thicker. But definitely it's... Oh, man, I still have the original drawing in my car. I need to bring that in here. But, yeah, just sat there and just drew for 2 years. Didn't even color them in. I just drew. Because I was just obsessed with drawing, totally obsessed. One of these times I'm going to I'll show you all my original artwork. Excuse me. So you can see the difference. But to me, some of this looks like Zentangle, like this one, and some of them are mandalas, a few of them. Not the whole book. This is a willow. I call it a willow flower because I started with this stem and I was like, what am I going to do with this? And then I went out from there and I was like, oh, it's a willow flower. Now, I know it's really a willow tree, but I just call it my willow flower. It's not exactly what a willow tree looks like. There's this one. Again, it's my first book, first try. There's that one. Now this is this other one that was darker. Remember I showed you the darker one? It's right here. This is the same one. It's just more abstract. And this one is still abstract. It's still not exactly like my original, but I got as close as I could. This is one of the first ones that I did. And look, my lettering is backwards, so I don't know how that happened. I still have to figure out how did that happen. But yeah, something I gotta research, but it still looks amazing. Pretty Zentangle. I'm pretty sure it's Zentangle. I'm still learning all these terms. Excuse me, I'm tired. My gnome with little mushrooms and this little hat. You see the mushrooms? There we go. Yeah. yeah, I forget how much I love coloring when I start to color these in. It's like, oh man, I gotta color these in more. And I do, because when you look at them colored in, you're like, oh man, that has so much potential. I didn't even realize it, you know? But I definitely just wanted to do a comparison and see how I'm doing. I mean, whoever her printer is obviously better. But you can only get so much from Amazon. So we have to start out on Amazon with the paper they give us and the ink jobs that they give us. You know, I don't have $8,000 to, you know, pay a publisher up front. So most of us are just doing it this way. But that is okay. We are all talented. Oh, man. Let's see. There's that one. This is kind of like my logo right now. You can color that in. I think there's a couple of those in there, so you could do a couple of different variations. My granddaughter did that. I need to get a picture of just what she did. And let's just flip through the rest. There's that one. This one I did in GIMP. I used the, I think the kaleidoscope. Yeah, you can do all kinds of things in GIMP. Here is one that I did. This is of friend of mine who's actually an architect. And I don't know if you can tell, but all of these little shapes are from an architect. Oh God, what's it called? Not pattern, but I'll think of it in a minute. The little things they use to draw, like toilets and stuff. This one came out really light. That's okay though, because I'm seeing that there's gray coloring books that people do, and this is really thin, so that this would be really good for like someone that wanted to do it in all pastels, or primary, you know, primary colors, whichever. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm doing this so late. There's another one of the Bluegirlbookz. This is the Klimt. This is called Golden Tears. This is famous from like over 100 years ago. Drew it by hand, obviously, but I just really love. I have this poster up in my room. Really love this. See, that's the one I need to color next, because that was one of my favorite drawings. But yeah. So I have 60-ish images. That's one of my favorites. Like I said, one of the first ones that I did. But this one's on Echo Park, which is where I was born. I was born on Vine Street in LA. Yep, and there you go. There's the end. Hand drawn by me. Okay, so let's go back to this one that I have marked. And man, I was really wanting to do more of a close-up but my camera is not letting me. Oh, yes it is. Now it is letting me do the close-up that I wanted to do. So let's see. I have to be able to see it. So yeah, I think it's still recording. So we're gonna kind of scoot it right there so I can see it. I don't have my phone mirrored on my computer at this very moment. Usually that is what I do, but let's just do a little more coloring right here. Hopefully it will not blur on me. But like you don't have to do like every single line. Like you could color 3 lines at a time or 4 lines at a time, but for me, I just really love the detail work, and I can't wait till this one is totally done, because like I said, when you see the picture like this, there we go, and then you see everything colored, it is just, it's astounding. It's like, wow, this is what I did with colors, you know? It is amazing. Okay, let me just keep grabbing colors here. And you know, your colors are your life and your mood, and it's very important that you have things that you created, you know? And this one is a little bit more linear than my hand drawing, but again, it's because this was as exact as I could get it. Now I can show you, I'll do another YouTube and show you all of my original hand drawings. But the thing is I can't use those in my coloring book because I can't vectorize them. And vectorize is where you get this pristine, beautiful, straight line and not pixelated. That's what you want. Johanna's look as if they are definitely vectored. See, I want to know all of that info. That one's not working. Those are things I'm so interested in knowing. How are they doing theirs? You know, am I doing mine right? Is there something else I should be doing? You know? But I'm doing absolutely the best that I can, you know? I love this. The more colors on this, I get more excited. I love it. It is very easy to get stressed out and down in life, and this really, really helps to find your center, and I've read that it really helps with bilateral stimulation, because you know how you're just going back and forth with your pen like this? That mirrors, you know, the bilateral stimulation that they do with EE Em Dee Are. And so I was reading about that this last couple of weeks, and like, wow, oh my God, that is so true. So I don't know all the science on it, but I know that, hey, oh, also 8D music. If you put on some 8D music, if you've never heard it, you got to put it on with your headphones. It also is very, very therapeutic as far as EE Em Dee Are and bilateral stimulation, because what it does is in your headphones, it goes from one side to the next, the sound. And man, there's some nights where I'll just lay in bed, you know, not even coloring, and I'll just listen to some of those songs. And, you know, I haven't had any formal therapy with EE Em Dee Are at all, because I don't know, I'm so bothered by so many things, but as far as that industry goes. But sometimes I'll just lay there and listen to that music, and I'll just be like, I'll go back in my brain to, like, you know, when my birth mother, like, imagine her just dropping me off at the you know, she had to give me up for adoption. She claims that her stepfather said, "You go where the baby goes." And I was 5.5 months old. She had me for 5.5 months. And so I just go back to that moment, and I try to just redirect my feelings and my emotions that I have about my adoption and the harm that it caused and the trauma that it caused. And whoops, I just totally moved my camera. And well, maybe I didn't. And so, but guess what? I kind of turned it off, because I didn't know where to go with my feelings, and I just was like, oh, this is getting deep, and I shut it down. But I need to figure out how to go deeper. And, you know, if you're ready to do that, you know, do some research, talk to your therapist, and just lay there and listen to that music. That's so dark, you know? And if you know what you're doing, then just put that music on when you're coloring. Because between the bilateral that you're doing with your, oh, that's a pretty pink, with your pen, and the 8D music, and whatever else, fireplace, candle. Oh, I just realized it is making it, it makes it a little bit blurred when I pull my pen in, and then it unblurs it once it's out. So sorry, I'm just talking. But yeah, so that EMDR music is pretty amazing. And now there is so much of it. Even so much more than just like a year ago. It's like I go to my Spotify playlist. Hi, baby. And it's just, there is like so many songs. So I pick a playlist, and then I have to just like listen to all of it and mark the ones that I really like. And so that I can, you know, just concentrate on the bilateral songs that I like. So see, when I move my hand away, it I can't color and talk. But like for me, I had a lot of stress this year. I had a very, 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 very stressful job as an insurance agent here in San Diego, insurance broker, agent, whatever. And I started a job, and then 11 months later, they fired me. And they fired me because they did not want to deal with a girl that was bullying me. And the team of 6 girls all ended up bullying me. And because I wasn't learning as fast as everyone else did who had been there for 30 years. I was like the first person that they brought in. And so they didn't have any type of a manual for me. No manual of any kind. Nothing written down. I was just sitting there listening to 2 different women I was being trained by who taught me 2 different ways. And I was like, how is this helpful? I don't have a manual. I'm being trained by 2 different women to do one thing 2 different ways. That's like 1 out of 50 things that went wrong with that company. And I was so stressed every single day because I was like, it was just terrible. I mean, I never been bullied like that before in my life. I can't even get into it. It was extremely, extremely terrible. So I wasn't even coloring at all. I wasn't doing any of this. And I really needed to be doing this during that time. But I took it really, really hard. Like rejection, major rejection and betrayal. And like they all would say, oh, well, we're here to help you. We're going to, don't worry about how many questions you ask. We're here to support you. And we're here to help you. And but it was not the truth. And at one point, after like 6 months, Justine threw together a manual, which was printed so tiny you couldn't tell what it said. Literally, I couldn't read it. And it was haphazardly thrown together. She was handing it to me in parts, like, here, put this in this section and do this. And it was ridiculous. And it wasn't even the things that I needed. The things that I needed were like the processes. Like, what is the process of the renewal? And each renewal for each client was different for each carrier. And so there were no instructions. They were all different. Each carrier was different. And the codes were all different. Like when you had to, put it all in the computer, the codes were all different. The things that you had to write down on the instruction line and description line were all different. And nothing was written down for all of these teeny tiny things. Hold on, baby. I'll let you outside. It was torture. I mean, it was literal torture. I gotta let the doggy out. All right, I'm gonna make this part 1. I'll be back, you guys. I promise.